It is important to see exactly what is the debate at the European level in the ITRE committee in terms of energy and the future of the European Union. What is the most discussed issue in your opinion?
ITRE, our committee, that stands for Industry, Research, Innovation, Technology and Telecommunication, is at the center of the debate today. Because, as we know, the President Ursula von der Leyen has announced the Green Deal. The Green Deal is a new agenda for growth in Europe. But to achieve the ambitions of to have a clean Europe that fights climate change, fights for better quality of water, better quality of air, but keeping the growth and our industry working in Europe, we need to have good technologies, we need to have clean energy, and it's all that we discuss in ITRE. How we will achieve growth, but compatible with the environment, fighting climate change, all that is our agenda in ITRE. And we are a committee that is very, very important for the next 5 years for the agenda of this commission. And we are very pleased that we have a Romanian as our chair, Mr. Buzoi, that is the chair of ITRE and will lead the works of ITRE in the next years in a very efficient and pleasant way.
Let's hope that it will be like this. You are vice chair also in this committee, and it's important your work in the near future. It is not easy to look at the member states to see the differences between, let's say, Romania and Portugal, and try to make a legislation that fits somehow all.
That is the big challenge that we have in front of us. I'm a vice coordinator and I try to get a common position to the delegations that composed our committee. And we can see we are quite diverse, but we need to understand the diversity. The important thing for a parliamentarian, a European parliamentarian, is that we understand the diversity. We know the history, the recent past of each member state, so why they are defending a certain position, and we try to accommodate the needs and the ambitions for all the delegations. And we cannot have a solution one fits all. We need to understand that some countries have a long history based on coal combustion, and they cannot immediately decarbonize like someone that has already a tradition in renewable energies, that has a lot of sun, a lot of energy from the sea. So countries are different in geographical, in atmospheric conditions, but also in their history, in their political way to arrive here. And all that we need to take in consideration. And it's a challenge, but it's what makes this work also so fascinating, is to understand all these differences and try to arrive to a solution that in the end works and is good for us. Everyone has to see that gains something of the solution that we encounter. And we tried that in ITRE for the solutions for industry, for the energy, to accommodate, especially our political group, the EPP. We are very realistic, very pragmatic, and we think that is not enough to promise big ambitions. It's very important to know how we achieve to these ambitions in the way that everyone feels comfortable and make sure that everyone can fulfill the promise that we are doing to the people.
A mechanism was already created in order to help this transition, is the Just Transition Fund. Let's explain a little bit how this will actually help the member states.
It's very important that this dual transition, as our president of the Commission called them, that is the transition for a fighting climate change and the transition for digitalization doesn't leave anyone behind, doesn't leave people behind, doesn't leave industrial sectors behind, doesn't leave other sectors of the society behind, like agriculture or any other sector. All the sectors have to make an effort, but all the sectors need to feel part of the process. And people, individual, cannot suffer with this. They should see this as an opportunity and not something that they have to give up of their comfort or of their style of life. So it's very important that we help the ones that have more difficulties to do this transition. And as I have said before, each country has a different energy mix. And some countries, for example, rely much more in fossil fuels than the others, and they will require help in this transition, more help, because everyone needs help, because most of the countries still have problems, some with the energy, some others with transport, some others with other sectors, but some need more help than the others, mainly the regions that are very much based on coal, but not only, but these ones is a good example. So there will be a particular fund that will help these regions to do the transition for a cleaner energy mix.
Are the targets too ambitious, in your opinion?
We have not set the definite target. There is an announcement in the Green Deal that says that at least 55%. In our group in the EPP, we are talking between 50 and 55%, depending. The target cannot be seen in isolation. We have to see the means, the funds that we have to achieve this target, the technologies that we have at hand that are ready to be deployed to achieve these targets. So 55% could be a good target if we have enough fund to invest in infrastructures, if we have already the technologies that we can apply, for example, in aviation, in the big shipping, that still do not have. So if we have enough research and innovation that we can develop these clean technologies, if we have the infrastructures, so there is enough funds, public and private, we could achieve a certain ambitions. If we don't have that, is no point to promise, because it's going to be very difficult to fulfill. So we need to be very realistic on the things that we promise to the Europeans.
Even when we, or actually you, say zero pollution until 2050?
For that, all the sectors of the society need to contribute, not only the energy, not only the industry, and we need probably to adjust a little bit our way we live, but in my opinion, we should not drastically change our way we live. The mobility is very important for the Europeans. Our European project is based also that we know each other, that there is mobility. So in order to keep that style of living, we need to invest a lot in clean technologies. To fly is a very good example. We need to have cleaner planes, so we could continue to use flights to move from one part of Europe to another, or outside Europe. And we still do not have these solutions, so more research, more innovation, clean technologies are very important, so that we arrive to 2050 with almost zero neutral society in terms of CO2.
In the end of our discussion, what is your message for the European citizens and for Romanians especially?
Which is a message of hope. I think that this is an opportunity to gain and regain some of the industrial leadership in terms of clean technologies, and we should look at the environment and the fight against climate change as an opportunity that our industries, that our small and medium enterprises will be the best in the world in producing these clean solutions, and we can export, we can create wealth and live better, and also with a better environment.